There are millions of immigrants in the United States right now who have worked legally, paid Social Security taxes from their paycheck, and still do not know if those years will actually count toward their future retirement benefits. The government already has a record of every paycheck, every deduction, and every contribution you made. But the system does not automatically explain how those years connect to your eligibility. If you came to the US on a work visa, if you transitioned from F1 to H1B, or if you are now a green card holder, you may already have credits building in your name without fully understanding how they work. Today we are going to break down exactly how Social Security credits work for immigrants using official SSA rules, and there is one connection between your immigration history and your future benefits that almost nobody explains. We will get to that before the end. Immigration attorneys often charge $200 to $400 per hour to explain this. You are getting the same information right now. I am David, and I spent time going through the official Social Security Administration documentation on how work credits apply to immigrants. Everything here comes directly from SSA.gov. Before we go through this completely, SSA does not send personal explanations about how your work history affects your future benefits. They record the data and expect you to understand it. Subscribe and turn on notifications so this reaches you before it affects your retirement or eligibility. And join our WhatsApp community in the description, where updates are shared the moment they are confirmed. One message in the right group can answer a question for an entire family. Now let me show you exactly how this works. Here is what is confirmed under SSA rules. According to the Social Security Administration, any work performed legally in the United States where Social Security taxes are paid can count toward your Social Security credits, regardless of your immigration status at the time, as long as the work was authorized. Here is what is circulating in many communities that is not accurate. Many people believe that only U.S. citizens or green card holders can earn Social Security credits. That is not correct. The difference between these two beliefs is important because it changes how you view your entire work history. We are going to make sure you understand exactly what counts and what does not. The first thing the official documentation confirms about this is how Social Security credits are earned. According to the SSA, you earn credits based on income, not years alone. In 2026, for every approximately $1,930 you earn in covered wages, you receive 1 credit up to a maximum of 4 credits per year. You might be wondering, does it matter if you work the entire year or just part of it? The answer is no. Once you hit the earnings threshold for 4 credits, that year is complete in terms of Social Security. So if someone earned enough within a few months, they still receive all 4 credits for that year. Now here is where immigration status connects. If you were on an H-1B visa and your employer deducted Social Security taxes from your paycheck, those earnings count. If you transitioned from F1 OPT to H-1B and began paying into the system, those years begin counting from that point forward. However, this does not apply to all visa types. For example, many F1 students working under certain conditions may not have Social Security taxes withheld. That means those earnings do not generate credits. That distinction is critical. The second point is where most people have been given wrong information. According to SSA eligibility rules, you need 40 credits to qualify for retirement benefits. That usually equals about 10 years of work. But the misunderstanding is this. People think those 10 years must be continuous or must happen after getting a green card. That is not true. Credits accumulate over time, even across different visa statuses. Someone could work 5 years on an H-1B, leave the country, return years later, and continue building credits. Those earlier credits remain on record. Say exactly this when verifying your record with SSA. I want to confirm how many Social Security credits are currently in my file. Nothing more, nothing less. Every additional explanation can create confusion. Keep it simple. Never say, I am not sure if I was supposed to pay Social Security taxes. Because under SSA record rules, your payment history is already documented. Questioning it verbally does not change the record and can complicate the conversation. Immigration attorneys charge $300 per hour for this type of clarification. This is the same information. Third, and this connects directly to the hidden element I mentioned, your eligibility is not only about reaching 40 credits, it is also about how your highest earning years are calculated. The SSA uses your highest 35 years of earnings to calculate your monthly benefit. You might be wondering, what happens if you only worked 10 or 15 years in the US? The remaining years are counted as zero. That lowers your average and reduces your monthly benefit amount. So while 40 credits makes you eligible, your total work history determines how much you receive. This is where planning matters. And fourth, this is the specific detail that most coverage never reaches. Not all countries operate separately. The United States has agreements with certain countries called totalization agreements. Under these agreements, your work history in another country may combine with your U.S. work history to help you qualify for benefits. According to SSA international agreements, this applies only to specific countries listed on ssa.gov. This does not increase your benefit amount directly, but it can help you qualify if you do not reach 40 credits in the U.S. alone. Consider someone who worked 6 years in the U.S. on an H-1B and 10 years in another country with a totalization agreement. That combined work history may allow them to qualify, but the payment calculation is still based on U.S. earnings. Now consider a real scenario. A person worked under an H-1B visa for 8 years, left the U.S., and never checked their SSA record. Years later, they returned and assumed they had to start from zero. Under SSA rules, those 8 years were still fully recorded. The correct action would have been to verify credits and continue building toward 40. That misunderstanding delayed their eligibility planning by several years. That single difference changed how they approached retirement entirely. Now here is the connection that almost no coverage reaches, and this is what I mentioned at the beginning. Your immigration history does not just affect your legal status, it directly affects your Social Security future. When your status changes from F1 to H-1B or H-1B to Green Card, your tax obligations also change, and those tax changes determine whether credits are being earned. In real terms, someone who spent 5 years on F1 without paying Social Security taxes and then 5 years on H-1B has only 5 years of credits, not 10. Most people never find out about this connection until they check their SSA account and see fewer credits than expected. Here is your exact plan. Write this down or save this video. Step 1. Go to ssa.gov and create or log into your My Social Security account. Step 2. Check your earnings record and total credits. Step 3. If something looks incorrect, call 1-800-772-1213 and say exactly, "I need to verify my earnings record and Social Security credits." Do not add anything else. Step 4. Never assume your credits are correct without checking. Step 5. Share this with one person you know who worked in the U.S. on a visa. Send it directly to them. Also, for immigration-related guidance, you can visit uscis.gov or call 1-800-375-5283. Free legal help is available at immigrationadvocates.org and NALC.org. 2 warnings before we finish. First, immigration scams. There are people charging money to file forms that are completely free. There are fake consultants called notarios who take money and provide no legal service, only work with licensed attorneys or accredited representatives. Second, benefit scams. The SSA will never call asking for payment or personal details. They will not threaten your benefits by phone. If you receive a suspicious call, hang up and call 1-800-772-1213 directly. I want to hear from you. Which country are you originally from, and have you ever checked your Social Security credits before? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. What we covered today is documented, confirmed, and already affecting people across this country. SSA will not send you a personal explanation of how your work history affects your benefits. This channel will subscribe, turn on notifications, and join the WhatsApp community in the description so updates reach you directly. I am David. You have rights in this country. You have benefits you have earned. Knowing both protects everything. Take care of yourself.